Oh yes, I remember now. I have to give you guys a trigger warning for this one. This talk does contain notes of suicide, depression, more severe things. That's why it was so important to bring it up. I'm like, why am I not remembering? Yeah. So if anyone is uncomfortable with any of that, you can take a step out now. Okay. You look good. Okay. So yes, this is not a very light topic. So afterwards we are going to talk about it, but I think it's one that's very important. So give it up for Mirelys.
I remember when I was 10 years old and I was introduced to the concept of mental health and suicide. At first, it was difficult to comprehend, but as it kept getting mentioned around in my family, I realized that it was a real and horrifying thing. The ability to end your life and forever change the perspective of your loved ones shivers me to my core, making me sworn that I would never do that to anyone. Yet, events happen and society changes. Now more than ever are the death rates upon the youth skyrocketing, and it's becoming increasingly alarming. You see, citizens are either dismissing the problems within the youth or exaggerating it to a degree that makes it almost impossible to reach out. This needs to be addressed, as this cannot just impact our systems, but also our future. To begin, kids are being put in a situation where their conflicts aren't valued enough. If we were to analyze the different communities around the US, we would also obtain the ability to see the children within those various communities being afraid to talk to their adults. In an article written by the PMC PubMed Central, they state why the reason this occurrence seems to be happening is simply because to adults, children's brains are still developing. That is the excuse that is given to children when their resources are suddenly cut off. That is the excuse that is given to their parents when a therapist just wants to give them some reassurance. But within that reassurance, it turns into a way of saying that their child is healthy, even when they know they aren't. In another expert written by the National Library of Medicine, they state, older people are less likely, and younger people are more likely, to suffer age discrimination within a country that offers stronger structural support for older people. The United States is one of these stronger structural support for older people, making it almost impossible, again, for the youth to reach out. Now, in case you don't know how that feels like, think of it like this. You're in a classroom and your teacher asks you a question. You raise your hand because you know so positively that you know the answer. You know it's going to be completely right, just for the teacher to tell you that you're wrong. When you give an explanation stating why you're correct, they say that you're still wrong because they're older and they know better. Wouldn't that hurt you? Well, with that same hurt, that is exactly how the youth feels when modern ageism is applied. Furthermore, I have to mention the fact that when kids' problems are taken semi-significantly, it often results in them being traumatized. Why? This is because when the issue is brought to light, it is often given to their bad parents, mediocre teachers, or just any authority in their life that can impact them negatively. Now, of course, that is only for some cases, but it is still for a lot. This can be seen in many ways. One, shockingly, being cops. How does a 14-year-old like me know this? How does a 14-year-old like me know about something that she hasn't even fully experienced yet? Well, allow me to tell you. About a few months ago, I was about to go to sleep. It was about 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Then I received a text from a friend. I open it and I see a message stating that she wanted to end her life. Now, being a panicked, worried, and obviously confused girl I was, I went to my mom, who's a teacher. And as many of you guys know, teachers aren't just obligated, but they're also mandated to report these types of situations. So that's what she did. This led to my friend being taken to a mental asylum. Now, some people might say, that's a great choice, giving help to somebody that clearly needs it, right? Well, such a great choice that she was forcibly put inside a cop car, taken away from her parents, put inside a room with no windows, And best of all, not being able to question anything. She just had to go with it. My friend, fortunately, is doing well. But in an article written by the National Institute for Health and Care, they state people discharged from a mental hospital are more likely to commit after they leave than before. My friend is lucky to be alive. And that is simply because they treated her like she was crazy rather than ill. In the end of this, we as a humanity have to treat children like they're not just animals and need to be pushed away. As they grow up, we need to offer them the most amount of guidance. This can give them not just a good life, but possibly a bright and successful one. Address it appropriately. Thank you.